Money in the Bank is this weekend, broadcast live from London in the United Kingdom. There are currently 7 matches announced. I am recording this on the 29th, so we haven't had SmackDown yet. If there are any last-minute matches announced, oh well, not going to be able to have them here, obviously. I personally love Money in the Bank. I'm a huge fan of high-spot wrestling, and the Money in the Bank ladder matches are always really good for that kind of stuff. So I'm going to go over these matches in the order which I found them posted on, I think, CBS's website, and kind of give who I think is going to win and what my thoughts are about it and what I think they should do. I've even got some fantasy booking stuff. Starting off with the World Heavyweight Championship match between Seth Rollins and Finn Balor. Okay, there's no reason for Seth to lose the belt. He just has won it. They just brought Big Goldie back. It doesn't make sense for Seth to lose the title right now. However, I've got some thoughts. I've got an idea. And I'm booking with my heart here. I'm going Finn Balor. These two men faced off for the very first ever Universal Championship all the way back in, I believe, 2018, maybe 2019. And Finn Balor won. But he got injured. I think he separated his shoulder, had to vacate the very next night on Raw. It was very, very sad indeed. And he hasn't really gotten a taste of a title shot in the main event since, which is really unfortunate because Finn Balor is a freaking incredible wrestler. This match is going to be really good. Seth and Finn are two of the best in the world. And yeah, I'm going to go Finn Balor. And I've got some more on this match in just a little bit. Next up, the Usos versus Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa in the Bloodline Civil War tag team match. This match is going to be great. Roman Reigns is a very good wrestler. Solo Sikoa is a very good wrestler. The Usos are one of the best tag teams on the planet. They're definitely the best tag team in WWE. And I know I've said this for other predictions and stuff. The Bloodline story is starting to drag on, but at least they finally split the Usos from Roman. And my thought here is the Usos are going to win. Roman Reigns is not taking a pinfall until he finally loses those belts. Probably at Mania next year. Solo's going to take the pinfall. It kind of sucks that you have to feed Solo a pin, but whatever. What I think is going to happen is that's going to make Roman eventually turn on Solo. You cost me a loss to these traitors. What are you doing? And eventually it's going to cause Solo and Roman to split up. Leaving one of two things. Either leaving just Roman and Paul until Paul eventually turns tail and runs away onto his next meal ticket. Or another intriguing one, it causes Solo Sikoa to leave and Paul Heyman go with him. He's not very good on the mic. He's kind of an intimidating muscle figure, which we've seen Paul Heyman work with before. So, who knows? Maybe they branch off together. Roman is stuck by himself, losing his mind, trying to keep those belts, while the Usos are off doing their thing, and maybe Solo Sikoa and Paul Heyman are off doing their own thing, and maybe the mid-card. I think that will be good. My pick is the Usos. Next up is my most anticipated match of the night. It's the men's Money in the Bank match featuring Ricochet, LA Knight, yeah, Shinsuke Nakamura, Santos Escobar, Butch, Damian Priest, and Logan Paul. I think before Logan Paul came out and announced himself for the match, we pretty much all were predicting LA Knight to win this match. Yeah. And I still think LA Knight would be a great pick here. I don't think there are really any bad picks in this match. I think Logan Paul is a very likely pick. Have him, if Seth retains, have that rematch set up for the title. It'd be funny as hell if they gave the world title to Logan Paul. I'm not going to go Logan, though. I'm also not going Butch. I think Butch is fantastic, but he's not going to win the world title. I'm not going to go Santos Escobar, because obviously. Not going Shinsuke, which is unfortunate. I love Shinsuke Nakamura. Dude's very good. Ricochet is also very good. I like the flippy wrestling. But I'm not going to go Ricochet either. Am I going to go LA Knight? No, I'm not. You thought I was going to do the thing. No, I'm going to go Damian Priest. As I said, I've got some fantasy booking ideas for Finn Balor. One of those is Damian Priest winning the Money in the Bank match, setting up for Finn Balor versus Damian Priest at SummerSlam for the World Heavyweight Championship. There have been some dissension in the Judgment Day recently. I think this is a very good progression of that storyline, because they're not going to stay together forever. No faction stays together forever, unless you're the New Day. But I think that would be a great story. I think that would be a match I'd love to see. And even if it makes Finn Balor a transitional champion, which God forbid, hope it wouldn't be, it could really help put over Priest as a main event talent. So that's what I'm going to go with for the men's Money in the Bank match. Sorry again, LA Knight. Next up, the women's Money in the Bank match. Participants are Becky Lynch, Zoe Stark, Zelina Vega, Bayley, Io Sky, and Trish Stratus. This one's also going to be really good. I'll admit I don't know all the details with the Becky and Trish story. I know Zoe turned on her, came out and attacked Becky, costing Becky a match. But I don't watch the weeklies. I only kind of read reviews here and there, and then watch the PLEs. So admittedly, I don't know everything about that. Zoe Stark getting a win here wouldn't be a bad idea, I don't think. I don't think that's what they're going to do, and that's not what I'm going to predict. Io Sky and Zelina, I'm going to say no. Even though Io Sky is really over, people love her, and I think putting the Money in the Bank briefcase on her would be great. Also going to say no to Trish. Trish doesn't need another title reign. She just doesn't. She still looks good in the ring, admittedly, but she doesn't need the world title. Becky Lynch, she doesn't need the briefcase either. She can pretty much demand a world title shot whenever she wants to. She's the man. So I'm going to go with Bayley. Again, I'm booking the show with my heart. I'm going to go with Bayley. They haven't had a women's Money in the Bank briefcase holder hold the briefcase for more than 24 hours since Carmella. And she was the first one. And she held the thing for a year. They need to stop doing that because it's become very obvious WWE doesn't care about the women's Money in the Bank match. They're like, we did it because we had to. Hashtag Women's Revolution. Have to give Divas a chance. We have to give them one of these because they want it, but we don't care. So we use it as like a good spot for traditional champs maybe. Or, yeah, you can take it, immediately cash in and lose. No. Bayley could do some really cool things with the briefcase, I think. So I'm going to have her go over here. Cody Rhodes versus Dominic Mysterio. Yeah, I don't really care. And one of two things could happen. I know my booking for the show has been very Judgment Day heavy. So some Judgment Day interference, giving a Dominic win, I think would be a great source of heel heat. In fact, this is my second time recording this. The first time I went with Cody, after thinking about it for a minute, I actually think I'm going to go Dominic. I'm going to go full Judgment Day sweep here. I'm going to go the Judgment Day, get involved, and Dominic picks up a win against Cody. Just because I think that would be great. I think it would be funny. I think Dominic's a really good heel. And that would, keep building that heel heat with Cody facing some more adversity, because we all know he needs more of that. Next up is Gunther versus Riddle for the Intercontinental Championship. This should be a good match. Gunther's chops versus Riddle's kicks. But Gunther's title reign is not ending here. It has been historic. It's not going to end for quite a while, I don't think. And I don't think it's going to end to Riddle. Gunther here, and what'll probably be a pretty good 7 to 9 minute match. And finally, Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler versus Raquel and Liv Morgan for the Women's Tag Team Championships. Anybody who knows me knows I absolutely hate Ronda Rousey. I never want to see her in the ring again. I don't want to see her ever cut a promo again. And the fact that they fed a very good tag team, a very over tag team from NXT to them to get rid of the NXT Women's Tag Championship just pisses me off. They're probably going to go Ronda Shayna in like 2 freaking minutes. This will be a toilet break match, which pisses me off. But again, to close out my predictions, I am once again booking with my heart. I'm going to go Raquel and Liv. And if we're trying to tie somewhat of a story into this crappy match that nobody cares about, maybe you have Shayna take the pinfall and Ronda turn on her. Gives you a Ronda-Shayna singles feud, which I actually think could be okay. Gets the tag team titles onto a team I actually like, because I love Liv Morgan. And just, get Ronda the hell away. She doesn't need any freaking belts. I wish I hadn't talked about this one last. It just pissed me off. What match are you most looking forward to for Money in the Bank this year? What did you think of my predictions? What are your predictions? Let me know down below. Hit that like button if you enjoy a variety of sports content, but I have done mostly WWE stuff because I do like talking wrestling. But you'll have some basketball and football and some other stuff mixed in occasionally. That's going to be it for me. I will see you guys on the next one. Captain out.